Okay, guys. So, what I'm going to mention, probably a lot of you have heard of if you spend any time on YouTube, which is H3H3 and Keemstar. Okay, so the thing is, we got this conversation happening right now about sponsors. And I can understand where this is coming from because you have to understand YouTube is in this weird place right now where the adpocalypse happened, right? The adpocalypse happened, and some of the biggest sponsors we've ever had on YouTube pulled out. And this is due to child exploitation. So we've got all these creators who are hyper vigilant and defensive and scared that they might lose even more sponsors. And I think that that's where this conversation's coming from. But you see, the thing is, I've been seeing creators, and I'm not gonna name any names, but they're comparing this to an epidemic. Okay, do you know how stupid that is? We got hundreds of thousands of people dying from a real epidemic, a real epidemic, and you're gonna compare the Keemstar losing his sponsor to it? Like, give me a break. Like, the sponsors are gonna be okay, guys. Like, I guarantee, I promise you, the sponsors are gonna live. They're gonna, and what is the fear that we're gonna lose all our sponsors just because and we're gonna use H3H3 as a scapegoat? Like, are you kidding me? Cancel culture isn't something that's new. Where was this outrage when we were targeting individuals? And now some sponsors are getting targeted, and now all of a sudden we're outraged by cancel culture. Before, cancel culture was just a meme, and now it's an epidemic, this horrible thing, and it's spreading everywhere. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there is something spreading everywhere right now, and it's a little bit more worrisome than this. Okay, let me explain it a little bit further here. Okay, when you're attacking a sponsor, you're attacking a faceless brand. You're not attacking an individual, and that's why brands exist, so that we can protect individuals, so that when we attack that brand, you're not actually attacking an individual, because brands don't have feelings. Well, that old man, he has feelings, and his feelings are more important than the protection of a brand. That's my opinion, but that's because I'm a humanist and I believe in individuality, and I'm not an authoritarian bourgeoisie. So let's look at how bankruptcy works, right? When a brand goes bankrupt, individuals are then protected within that brand, because individuals and brands are separate things. So why are we getting outraged for G Fuel? Like, they're probably going to sell even more energy drinks after this because everyone's talking about them. So what is going on here? Like, what is the fear? Like, if someone attacks my brand, that's different than attacking me. If someone says my brand sucks, it doesn't hurt my feelings as much as a personal attack on me. Keemstar makes personal attacks on people. And we're somehow saying that H3H3 is worse for... Okay, well, maybe not worse. Maybe people aren't saying he's worse. But still, it's food for thought here. I really think people are blowing it out of proportion with this whole sponsor thing. And guess what? I'm not anti-brand or anti-sponsorship. Brands and sponsors are great, and I might make fun of people personally for having brands, like, or I mean having sponsors for, like, Raid Shadow Legends, and because that's basically a meme. Like, Nobody plays that stupid game, and yet we got all these creators pretending to like it. And it's like, is that really something so sacred that we need to worry about it that much? Now let's go back. Let's go back to the old man who was accused by Keemstar. It's like you guys are basically just like, oh, it's like you're implying like, oh, he's just some old dude anyways. He's not a sponsor. He's just a creator on the platform. He's just some like, why do we have to worry about protecting him when we got to worry about our poor sponsors? It's like, give me a break. That old man deserves more protection than G Fuel. G Fuel is gonna be okay. They're an amalgamation. They're a brand. They're like an army, and that old man is just by himself. It's like if this was Star Wars and people were rooting for the Empire, and then they wonder why Darth Vader still chokes them to death after. It's like, it's because it's the Empire. You're defending corporatism, and you're choosing that over individuality. Like, why even do that? Well, what is the point? And if he's not the most genuine old man you've ever known, then I'll eat my own shoe. But you know what? I don't know how much more I have to say. But to sum it up, the sponsor thing is being blown way out of proportion. And you have to realize that what happened for that old man's life and how it was instantly turned around, that's more important than protecting some sponsor. G Fuel isn't going to suddenly give up on YouTube just because they lost Keemstar. And the sponsors aren't going to give up on YouTube. YouTube is the top platform in the world for this kind of thing. You can't damage it that easy. But you can damage that old man. That's all I have to say. So, thanks for watching.
Somebody once told me that I could make some money by bullying some people online. So I grew a gnome goatee and put on a stupid beanie and started making up some dank lies. So I'm making death threats and I'm calling people nigger, counting that cash on my channel's growing bigger. Never you mind that I was already banned from my racist, homophobic, hate speech rants. Found a loophole, now it's my goal to poison the online punch bowl. You never know who are my docs, so y'all can suck on my cocks. Hey now, you're a Keemstar, put your hat on, MLG. Hey now, you're a Keemstar, get your sociopathy, and all we care about is news. Personal attacks and harassment is totally new. Like, I literally want to kill this dude. It's not a threat, it's a promise. I want to fucking kill this dude. Our fucking righteous fucking nigger, Alex, is doing this shit. Can't wait to report your death. Like, seriously. What's wrong with you, asshole? Everybody type in the chat, Alex is a stupid nigger. I only do this show for money, that's it, alright? I don't do it to entertain people, that's just a fucking scam. I really hope you die of cancer. I hate every single one of you. You know,
Fuck the fan.
hey now, you're a Keemstar, do a trick shot, MLG. Hey now, you're a Keemstar, eat your popcorn, go tea, and all I report is the news, if you can call this news. Somebody once asked, could you spare me from harassment? You star, get your Keem on, Keem.